Nthabiseng Fuyane, and she'll just let us in on what to expect out of this panel. This is a panel session that will look into issues of education. And Nthabiseng, thank you and welcome to Newzroom 405. Just let us in on what to expect. This is the first panel session that gets underway at the bottom of the hour, looking into education, and throughout the day we'll be seeing other panel sessions. But you guys are kicking it off for this 3 days. What can we expect out of this panel session here today?
So important discussions right around education, highlighting where we are as a nation and the vulnerable, rights of children that are being, violated by the government and of course the national public. So we'll be looking at the school curriculum. Is it ready? Is it supporting children for the future of work and the future of the world we'll be living in, And COVID highlighted a lot of things. I think it highlighted a lot of challenges that the schools are facing, and the panel that we have today actually work in those spaces in either trying on grassroots level to make sure kids are fed, kids have textbooks, or just fighting the system to make sure that quality education for all children is achieved.
We were speaking outside about, some of the panelists that are still making their way here. Maybe just let our viewers in on who to expect to form part of this panel discussion that gets underway here, looking at issues of education.
So we have from our panel, we have people from Wits School of Governance, which, it's Dr. Netson and Dr. TK, that will be helping us with understanding the research, the policy of going into implementing solutions, not as just NPOs, but also working together as government and other institutions. We have Khomoto Khasi from education, we have Khomoto Khasi, who will also be touching on what they're doing, with the children in terms of fighting for their rights. And also we have Rahima Esop, who is the Zero Dropout campaign lead, which they also will be sharing what are the causes, because one of the main issues that she's brought to the table is that even though we have this high matric pass rate, but the dropout rate is also very significant, and that from the get-go that a child is in primary grade 1, but not everybody makes it to matric. So those are underlying matters that I think were not properly looked at or not even visible to our immediate communities, because we're just thinking, oh yeah, there's a pass rate, but we don't understand that a lot of the kids didn't even get to grade 7 or even to matric on their own. So we're looking at those and how community can come together, working together to make sure that every child, has quality, inclusive education and makes it to be a future, young adult in the working world and also as a leader for the community.
And just finally on my end, is the Constitution, according to you right now, championing the rights, of learners or the young ones to get access to education? Or do we need to also, as we take stock, relook, at certain, chapters of the Constitution that speak to education to strengthen it to achieve all of those challenges or all of those, successes that you've actually highlighted or outlined? Is the Constitution, as we speak right now, something that is championing the rights of learners where education is concerned?
I think the Constitution is well written and it is one of the best in the world. However, there is lack of translating it and understanding our role and responsibility within the Constitution. So it's like the Bible. Someone reads one line and says, I can do this, and then a learner or a student reads the other and say, well, it allows me to be disruptive. So I think we constantly need to be re-educating ourselves and understanding our roles and responsibilities aligning with the Constitution.